What's poppin', everybody? This is Saber94. As I've said on the last video, if you can't beat him, join him. I don't always follow with that philosophy, but sometimes I do. Sometimes when I hate the deck, I can't get behind it. But with Greninja, even though I think he's busted, I can get behind him. So we're gonna try him out. Very simplistic, again, sort of water deck, I want to say. Centered around this card. Mega Greninja EX, it's a mega Pokemon, it's going to give away 3 prizes. 350 HP, not the highest, but it's alright considering the rest of the package. Mortal Shuriken is the really broken thing on this guy. Now, thankfully, he does need to be active for the effect to work, but it's still broken, and then when you can switch around, you're still going to be able to exploit the effect multiple times on other Greninjas too, if you evolved into them. Now, the damage isn't actually what's broken about it. The reason why this effect is so broken is because all of the damn small Pokemon still have 60 and 50 HP, like this is 2007. So it means that depending on what Pokemon your opponent is running, if they get those small Pokemon down with 60 HP, you know, they play them down, they're gonna wait to evolve in the next turn, hopefully. They get them down, Greninja can kill them, and then you get a free prize just like that. Broken as all hell. Of course, the damage is still decent if you're going to set up for KOs on bigger Pokemon too. But the worst thing, it really is that what I hate what these cards do, and why I hate the designers what they do. Being able to just completely get free prizes on small Pokemon for no apparent reason, just by using this effect. Just like that. It's not damage that corresponds to the HP of the Pokemon of 2026. I've said this a million times, but it doesn't make a difference anyway. And then for the Ninja Spinner attack, it does 120 for 2 water energies, and then if you want, you can put a water energy back from this Pokemon to the hand, and then you do 200 damage. So when you consider you can do 200 for 2, and then with the ability you can do 60, it's pretty much exactly how much damage Dragapult can do. 260 total. And if you switch around, you can do even more with the ability. So anyway, that's going to be the focus. When I showed you guys the last game, I had only 2 of this guy, and I had 2 of this Fighting Greninja, a much older card. But now we're doing 3 in 1. Only 1 of this Fighting one. The focus is going to be on this new Greninja EX. And then the Fighting one, it can be solid still because it's a different type evolving from the same Pokemon, so we get that fighting coverage. It could come up. And it's a faster and easier to use attacker. With Shinobi Blade, you do 170 for 1. Completely bonkers. And then you get a search, computer search, anything you want from the deck. Unbelievable crap. Now the Mirage Barrage, I'm not going to focus on this attack to be honest, but it is possible since we got the A-Spec energy too. But I'm not really going to focus on it. I think good players are going to make sure to have Shaman, and then I guess you can still get rid of the Shaman with the other Greninja and pull off these cheap attacks, do the double spread, but I'm not really going to focus on it too much, to be honest. I'm going to use Shinobi Blade. If you put the A-Spec energy on, you sort of got to sacrifice it too. And we want to keep putting in our hand, putting on this guy. But yeah, 1 of the Fighting Greninjas, 3 of the other ones, and then we do 2 of the Full Art Frogadier. Lots of water, aqua stuff going on here, but it's kind of cool. And 4 of the Froakie. Now, there's a Froakie that has a good sort of Call for Family style attack, but it only has 60 HP, and especially now with all the Greninjas that are going to be around, the last thing you want is 60 HP. You want all of your basic Pokemon to have as much HP as possible to survive. It was bad enough against Dragapult, it got worse with fuckers like Munkidori and then Dusknoir, and then with Greninja, how can it get any worse, I wonder? Anyway. Oh, and Marnie's Grimmsnarl, that guy was a bitch too. But yeah, this Froakie, 70 HP, draw 1 is still decent, I guess, and everything else is ass. That's it. We got the Zoroark line. I had to thin it down a little bit. I was doing 4 and 3. Now I'm doing 3 and 3. So we get 1 fewer basic. It's not what I want, but we need space for some extra stuff. So I'm doing a 3-3 line. With Zoroark, of course, you can draw and have consistency, discard stuff you don't need. The only problem with this guy is that the double retreat could make him stuck, but I have a few switching outlets for that. So I think I should be okay. And then one of the Shaman is not really going to be our savior, but maybe it can help against all the snipes and stuff. Yeah, that's it. I got trainer cards. We're doing the 4 Pofin to get the small Pokemon. Doing 3 of the Pokepat to get, well, small Pokemon and the, well, Shaman and the Frogadier too. And then I got the, well, I got the rare candies, of course, you know, evolve into a stage 2 standard stuff. And then, you know, the Pokegear for more consistency. Again, just something for consistency. I have the supporters that I need. Run this to make the deck hopefully be more consistent. I don't know why I spent so much time talking about this card, but anyway. And then the switching outlets. Double switch. I dropped the catcher because we're running the A-Spec energy, so I want to put a second switch because I really do feel a bit paranoid. If the Greninja gets stuck, the Zoroark gets stuck, it can be pretty bad. If it gets stuck and your opponent is using Budew, it's going to be even shittier, but this can help. And then we got the 1-of Stadium to the Surf and Beach. I don't have space for more copies. Ideally, you want to play this down when you're going to use the effect at least once. So you get that free switch in with the Greninja, so you can use the effect as many times as possible, basically 2 times. Okay. Now, we got to have a few recovery cards as well. I got the 1 Great Hall Net, so this can get water Pokemon and basic water energy cards back in the deck. You can get 3 of each basically. It says choose 1 or both, so that's a lot of recovery. Can't get the Fighting Greninja, but if I can get the water one, it's okay. You're likely not going to use them all, to be honest. This is mostly just to get water Pokemon or maybe Froakies if they're dying before you can set up. You know, bullshit like that. And then triple energy retrieval to get basic water energies back. So we have enough to attach and discard for our effect. That's it. Supporter cards, some standard stuff. Max out the Lily. I max out the Girano, Cyrano, however you say him. This fedora hat dude. It's going to get me the Zoroark and Greninja instantly. If I got rare candy, I can evolve. Petrol, sort of going to do the opposite. If I have the evolution piece Greninja, then I can just get the rare candy and evolve. This can be pretty good as well in the early game. You know, you use this to get your Pofin and search basic Pokemon. It's a pretty solid card. And then I do 1 Sharon, you know, with the straight draw Greninja does. This doesn't conflict with it, so I kind of like it. And then 1 Boss's Orders, use it at the right time with the game. Alright, I think that's about it for the trainer cards. For the energies, I'm running 11 energies. I dropped a water energy and, well, I think 2 energies. I don't remember, but I put in the Neo Upper Energy. That's the damn name, apparently. I call it the A-Spec Rainbow Energy. It's 2 energies of anything, so we can put it on the Greninja. It's only going to work on stage 2, so unfortunately Zoroark couldn't use it. Not that I could do anything with him in this deck. But you put this on Greninja, you attack, you put it back in hand. Now, there is always the worry, not that it's too common, but you never know. You attach this, you don't use it yet, and then your opponent uses Enhanced Hammer. That sucks balls, but with Greninja, it's kind of too good of an interaction to ignore. I suppose you could take this out and put in the Stamp or Catcher. You could get by, to be honest. It's not like, first of all, you're not going to always see it. You're not going to always have it. You can't search it either because it's an energy. If I have something like Catcher or another A-Spec, you can get it with Petrol. So you can do shit like that you can't do with this energy. So I actually am wondering again, looking at it now, if it's the best option. But because, I mean, if you get your early attachments and then you don't die, you're going to have enough to attack Greninja. But, I mean, it does help when you can just put this on and attack. So I got it in. And that's about it. This is the deck. Get the Greninjas out, discard for the ability, and then hit for 200. Hopefully it's enough. So I'll show you guys a bunch more matches, and then I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't really think of any other decks right now, so that's why I thought, hey, after Beedrill, I'll do the damn Greninja. Even though I think it's a bullshit-ass card that we don't need in the format now. But anyway, gonna be using it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What a